Everybody take a deep breath. It's the beer video. 478. Breathe in for 4 seconds into your diaphragm, not your chest. If you breathe in through your chest, it's going to make the anxiety or it's going to make your head feel worse. You want to do it through your diaphragm. And you hold that in for 7 seconds, and then you blow it out with force for 8 seconds.
Oh,
Repeat as,
okay.
yeah, I do that all the time. It's very helpful.
I'm
Anytime,
gonna keep that in mind.
yeah,
I
anytime I freak out. Like if you're having anxiety, this is the anxiety video. If you're having anxiety, you don't want to take a deep breath through your chest because that actually makes if you're hyperventilating or whatever, it actually makes it worse. So that's why you take it through your diaphragm.
Oh, so are you familiar with QAnon Anonymous, the podcast?
Uh, I have never heard it, but I have heard of it.
Okay, so they have a little side project, one called Man Clan, which is like two of the regular hosts kind of covering like I guess for lack of a better word or term, masculinity influencers
Oh,
and like not just from like the current era either of social media. Like I think one of their more recent episodes is about Robert Bly. Anyway, sorry. Just I think their second episode was about this one guy who like started as a standard fitness dude, but kind of got more insane and
I
like
know
one.
who you're talking about because I think Behind the Bastards just did an episode on this guy a couple months ago. Go
I don't
ahead,
know
you
if,
talk.
oh
But let's
God, it
see.
may not be the same guy, and the
Maybe it's
fact that
not.
there's more than one person who fits this description is very sad. But
Oh, there's many. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, this guy apparently like in one of his more like late period, more insane podcasts, he's like, you know what you got to do, guys? You got to breathe into your balls. And like I don't know exactly like what all that entails. Like they played a clip of him like trying to do it and he's just breathing very deeply quite loudly. So I think you're just supposed to try to visualize your breath going into your nutsack somehow. I um is this is me saying that's gonna get us in YouTube trouble? I'm sorry. I will like not say the word balls anymore.
I don't care. You can say the word balls as much as you want. Balls,
Okay.
balls, balls. It's the
Yay.
balls video. Yeah, that can't be the same guy because he didn't have a podcast. But well, as I'm sitting here breathing through my balls, we have stuff to drink that will make us feel better, I hope.
Oh,
I do have probably the most disturbing can that I've ever had for a beer this week. It's disturbing. Uh,
okay. Well, don't leave me in suspense here. I don't know which one of us went last week, but I want to see this can, so I'm gonna say you should go first.
I want to see this can. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that one. Um, so it is from Springhouse Brewing Company. They're local. It's called Coconut Cravings. It's a hazy India Pale Ale with coconut and pink guava, 6.3%
Ooh.
alcohol by volume. And apparently it's an artist series, and this artist's name is Timothy Andraka. And there you go.
Hold on, the window with my face in it is covering that a bit. Oh my God. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that looks like I kind of love it actually. Like
I do too.
that looks like a kind of very specific villain in a side quest for like a 70s tabletop RPG.
Yeah,
That rocks.
it's
Actually, I
pretty
love
good.
it. I
Yeah,
love
no,
fun.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, they're from Lancaster. I thought that or Lancaster. I can't pronounce that. I thought they were more local than that, but Pennsylvania, that's fine. Yeah, I saw this can. I bought it today. I actually bought next week's beer video beer uh as well. Because next week I have a theme. We can talk about this later. Uh
Mm,
I'm drinking out of a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers glass because why not?
why not?
Grip it and rip it or whatever. Let's pour this bastard. Well, it definitely looks like a hazy IPA, just pouring it into a glass. There you go.
That looks nice.
Look at that. like the little like right here, like the where you can see underneath the head. It looks like a storm is brewing. Speaking of storms, it was supposed to storm viciously here today, and so I decided to not go to a grocery store. That we were so uh yeah, there was a bunch of us who were going to go to one. I'm not going to say the name of the grocery store, redacted. And it was just the sky looked horrible, and my weather app kept saying like, "Oh, dangerous thunderstorm alert," and I'm not a
Oh,
thunderstorm fan when I'm outside driving, so I was like, let's get home. It never happened. Wow, this smells like an IPA. No surprise there. Very kind of pungent hops smell, which is not a negative, especially if you're drinking an IPA. So, but let's drink.
right.
Let's drink it instead of smell. It's good. It's refreshing. I definitely can taste the coconut. I didn't
Hmm.
at first. It took a couple seconds for that to come on. It's almost like a secondary taste where you get the coconut. And I will say for people that don't like a very hoppy IPA, um, this is not very hoppy. And again, that's not a negative. I think some of the coconut and maybe even the guava is like maybe undercutting the hops a little bit. Let me do another. Yeah, it's not very bitter at all. It's one of the least bitter IPAs I've ever had. It's a very nice clean taste. This is really good. I really like this. Um, yeah, and like again, like the coconut's not smashing you over the head. I mean, it's pretty subtle, almost like a almost like a coconut water type of, it's not,
Oh,
it
nice.
doesn't, yeah, it doesn't taste like somebody dropped artificial coconut flavoring into this. Like it almost tastes like coconut water.
Oh yeah, with coconut flavored things, I'm always worried about like the sunblock factor.
Yeah, right, right, right. I thought that too. I thought that was kind of was going to be how it was going to smell, but no, it's very nice. It's a very kind of natural tasting coconut. This is good. I really like it. Way to go, Springhouse. Um, I mean, most of the Springhouse stuff I've had, I've liked, but I think this might be the one I like the most so far. So, yeah, this is quite good. I'm excited about having the rest of this. It's nice and hazy. Well, hazy because it's a hazy IPA.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because it smells so hoppy. I was just expecting like that super, you rip into a rich IPA and it just juices
Sure.
the shit out of your mouth. But no. So if you don't like that heavy, bitter, hoppy type of IPA, this is your thing. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Helen, I turn it over to you.
Okay. I keep knocking my phone around. Oh well. Okay, so we're going once again with me falling for Instagram target marketing. This is
By the
another one.
way, the tea company, I can't, yeah, the same one. They actually did like our video last week, so I appreciate them stopping by and we'll tag them.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I haven't gotten served papers yet, so I guess they're fine with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this one as part of a variety pack of their black teas. This is a black tea with chili and chocolate.
That's it.
Honestly, I'm trying this one because out of the three I got, this I was the one I was kind of the most doubtful of. I don't usually like chocolate flavored things, um, that like I don't know that are kind of water based. Like I haven't had a chocolate tea I really liked, and like I've had a lot of bad chocolate sorbets as well. Like you know, that was kind of I was vegan for a while or a long time a while ago, and I would have a lot of those as a substitute for chocolate ice cream, and a lot of them just taste like sad chocolate water. But this does smell really nice. So, and this is my state of Maine mug, or I think this is technically Matt's, perhaps.
Yeah,
My mom sent us this. I'm from Maine, so sometimes she sends us treats from there. So it's like stuff like this and maple syrup and what have you.
that's not bad. I do enjoy Maine. I think we talked about this before, but I did go on vacation there about 15 years ago and really, really loved it. Great hiking. Bar Harbor's awesome.
I'm so surprised you like Bar Harbor.
I did. I mean, it was 15 years ago. Maybe it's fucking different now, but I was just drunk the whole time, so maybe it's
Oh,
different too.
okay. Well, that's
I,
fair.
I did try
Um,
lobster ice cream when I was there and hated it, but I'm
oh
sorry.
boy.
You're gonna you've got a tea.
I actually don't taste a lot of chocolate, maybe like a little ghost hint of chocolate. It tastes mostly like chili and cinnamon,
Yeah.
which I like both those things. I may have let this steep a little too long because it's quite spicy, but I am just going to power through it. Um, it is really pleasant. I just like I feel like 10 p.m. it's or 10:30 it's bad time to be drinking this, but eh.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah. You've now kayfabed what time we uh filmed this video, which is funny. That's okay.
Yeah, this is basically like Mexican hot chocolate without all the dairy.
Yeah.
Um, which is fine because, sometimes I don't feel like drinking a milkshake's worth of dairy. I want to have something spicy and warming.
Yeah. Probably good winter tea, right?
Yeah, which, is great because spring's about to start here finally.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? I did go outside in just a denim jacket today and I didn't want to die, so I guess that's
That's all
spring.
right. Yeah.
At this point, I'm just trying to figure out like where I can go next, like late February, so my sanity doesn't crack. Um,
We've had so much bad shit and carnage in this house over the last month that like just going to a mall is which happened earlier tonight. Just like going to a shopping mall and walking through it and is like it almost felt like a mini vacation. It was bizarre.
no, and yeah, sometimes I just walk up the block and
Yeah. I went and bought a new record shelf because I have a stack of records. Hey, let's just show you this stack of records on the floor that have not been that's not a good job, but have not been fought yet. Like three stacks of them. And I've run out of space. So I had to buy a new shelf today. And what else did I buy when I was out buying a new record shelf for the big pile of records here that I haven't shelved yet? That's right, more records.
additional
What's that?
additional records.
Additional records, yes. One of them was I found a good new copy of Warren Zevon's, like the best of Warren Zevon, and the guy at the desk and I were just going on and on about Warren Zevon, and you know, I love
As
Warren.
you do.
Yeah, but also whenever we got home, I recoined the song "Lawyers, Guns, and Money" to "Lawyers, Guns, and Andy." Andy's my cat. You know that,
Oh,
but yeah.
yeah, chubby boy.
So I was just saying, I was singing "Lawyers, Guns, and Andy," and he was kind of chirping back. I think he liked it.
Oh,
Being
good for him.
on the song. Yeah, he's a good little guy.
I think Sauron's quieted down for the moment, thankfully. Oh boy, he was angry with us because we were cleaning earlier.
Yeah,
So a lot of squawking. I think he wore himself out.
that'll do it every time. That's what
Yeah.
Andy was running around like full speed, and now he's had his evening snack, and now he's curled up on the couch, just being a dude, purring and being a dude. That's all you
Yeah,
can
being
ask him.
being gross.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Cats are good. Cats are.
yes, I agree.
I also went to Target tonight and hid more Meatball Ron books. I threw them behind another shelf. So there's been, just for the record, four Targets in my area where I've done this to, and I have been to all four Targets since then, and they're not back.
Oh boy. I don't think no one's gonna buy that.
Yeah. I
Like,
noticed that like a lot of the Targets I went to, somebody took either like put a different book in front of them or like flipped the cover so you couldn't see who it was, and I'm like, that's not good enough. Like I appreciate you don't want people seeing it, but like dump that shit behind you want to go to like the toy area and just dump them behind the tallest shelf that you can find and just all the way in the back because no child is going to be looking for a Ron DeSantis book and We're saving humanity, hiding, one book at a time.
You know that campaign's just gonna flame out Jeb Bush style, and then some Target employee doing a deep clean in like 2 years is just gonna get flashbanged by all these DeSantis books.
It's gonna be great. I can't. Yeah, I might take this out of state and just start getting rid of all the DeSantis books. Yep, yep. Everybody
I
do it.
I refuse to believe his fans can read.
Oh yeah, there's no. I mean, I don't know why people would even be buying the book. I have no idea. Who we talking?
Like I obviously like fuck Trump, but I like kind of understood the appeal in that sense because that guy's like at least so fucking weird. He's interesting to follow to
Right.
some extent.
Yeah, he's good at social media. I mean, I think we
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
acknowledge that he's
And,
very good at it.
yep, I
Great being
agree.
a character.
I think yeah, like I think I find the guy contemptible, but like, he's a spectacle is what he is.
Yeah,
Ron DeSantis is just kind of this squawking empty suit, just kind of like he's obviously I think trying to have Trump's flair for like big gestures, but he's a fundamentally like boring guy, so you can't really match it.
yeah.
So,
He
you
cut
know, like
no energy.
I think there's plenty of people like that in both parties who are just kind of like these just fundamentally very dull people
Yeah,
trying to like force charisma where there isn't any.
yeah.
And just I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
can't wait. It's going to be entertaining as fuck. You know?
Yeah, in terms of like I think presidential bids doomed to failure, like how I'm thinking about this is like DeSantis is Pete Buttigieg's like Wario. Like
Oh God, I love it. I love it. Oh,
like they're both these dull guys. Like kind of aren't great. And like I think Pete Buttigieg is merely like kind of a bozo, not like evil.
no, yeah.
Like I don't like him very much. I'm just like, well, like you're the
Gave him
kind
a,
of like
it's like they gave him a job and they're just like, all right, you just do this. And that's probably what he should be doing, you
he's the
know?
kind of like blandly yeah, I hesitate to say competent because of the state of rail in this country.
Um, I mean,
Anyway,
that's not all his fault. I mean, it's
yeah,
that
like
was pretty much set up for him 4 years ago. Well, not four,
well,
not
before
four,
that, even
2 years.
I don't know. Maybe it's irrational. I don't like the guy a whole lot, but like he's the kind of person I can picture myself at least like maybe having a pleasant 10-minute conversation with at an office Christmas party.
Yeah.
DeSantis is just like I don't know, Jeb Bush vibes from that one.
Well, like our one senator here is Bob Casey, and he's a Democrat. And I mean, a lot of the stuff he stands for, I believe in, and I'm a fan of his politics. But I have met him before, and it's like talking to a cardboard box. Just no charisma, nothing. Which is fine. Not everybody needs to have it, but it's like, let's just stay. No, he's not a state senator. Sorry, he's a U.S. senator. Let's just stay there. Like, don't shoot for anything higher than this because you're fine at this. You don't need to have this charisma. You can just keep doing what you're doing. This is good.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're
You
good.
know, we've got two, they're both Democrats, they're both women, they're both centrists.
Yeah.
They're Tina Smith, who was the head of Planned Parenthood for a long time. I don't
Yeah.
know. She's fine, I guess. I
Yeah.
guess. Like Amy Klobuchar,
Oh boy. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
like
another one. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was listening to a rundown once of I don't remember one of those 10 million lefty podcasts I listened to. And they broke down the strengths and weaknesses of every Democratic candidate. So obviously they're pretty critical of pretty much everyone, but they did find something nice to say about even the ones they hated the most. Like
Wow.
they were like, okay, well, Joe Biden's like a mushy ass centrist, like
Yeah.
who like has a pretty troubling record on like crime,
Oh,
especially.
yeah.
But his devotion to his like who to his son like is very touching.
Yeah.
And like Beto O'Rourke, also a pretty mushy centrist,
Yeah.
and like has done some troubling capitulation to the oil and gas industries, but like, he like has made a couple like genuinely principled stands, which like even though we don't like the guy, we can at least, respect that. But anyway, and like my point is they had these good things to say about everyone except Amy Klobuchar. They were like, there's nothing in her record. There's nothing like we've heard about her as a person.
Yeah.
Like everything indicates she has like kind of a shitty record for like even for a centrist Democrat, and she's a genuinely piece like awful person. Just like we got nothing.
I
I
can't come up with anything. I mean, sometimes you just, if you have nothing nice to say, you don't say anything. Maybe that's
my I guess my one thing is like the one time I felt kind of bad for her is like she was grilling Brett Kavanaugh a bit, like,
yeah. Yeah.
and he made some crack about like making light of like having a drinking problem, and Amy Klobuchar's dad like died
Yeah.
from being alcoholic, and so like, like, and she somehow didn't like vault over the table and punch him, which like I definitely would have felt like doing if that was the case with me. But like,
Yeah, I hear you, but Brett Kavanaugh is also like, this is what it's like when somebody takes a drill and just puts it through somebody's brain and they live through it. So,
actually, I listened to a podcast called 5-4, which is about the Supreme
yeah,
Court and hosted by like three lawyers, and one of them said that Brett Kavanaugh writes like a talented legal student who's been given a severe concussion.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
best part was that like he got that quote in the New York Times, and he's like, getting that in the New York Times where Brett Kavanaugh almost definitely read it was one of the high points of my life.
yeah. I let's end on that. Let's end on making fun of Brett Kavanaugh. We can't top this. That's the best thing we could possibly end on. If you didn't like that part about Brett Kavanaugh, you don't have to come back for the video next week because we're gonna fucking drag him every week. This has been the beer video. Go and drink a beer, and if you have a dog next to you, you can drink the beer with. That's even better because dogs are great. Helen, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.